What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on EI Entertainment Studios, back at it with another debate episode. Today's debate episode, we're going to be talking about Godzilla 2021 versus Kong. This is going to be a very interesting debate battle. Now here's the plan, folks. We're going to go over the backstories and analyze these two giant creatures, and once we're done with that process, we're going to put them up against each other in a death battle. So without further ado, let's begin with the backstory of Godzilla, king of the monsters. So, Godzilla is an ancient alpha predator who was awoken by the nuclear bomb. It protects Earth as the ultimate force of nature. Now, with that being said, that's the basic backstory of legendary Godzilla. Now, for abilities, we're going to do a quick skim. We're going to basically analyze everything about Godzilla, and we're going to come back to the abilities, do a deep analyzation of each ability, so do not worry. For right now, we're going to do a quick skim. Atomic Breath, Combat, Agility, and Burning ability. Now, moving on, Territorial level is none, Aggression is maximum, Biome is Earth. Alright, now heading back to the abilities, we have the Atomic Breath. Now this is by far the signature move of Godzilla, the Atomic Breath. Starts from nuclear radiation and shoots out a powerful ray of pure radiation mixed with fire, and it is his, as I said, signature move, and he kills a lot of opponents with that. Oh yeah. So the Atomic Breath. Now definitely, this Godzilla Atomic Breath is definitely in the top 5 of the most powerful atomic breaths. Not the most powerful, but definitely in the top 5 of the most powerful atomic breaths. Now, moving on is we have Combat. Now, we also have Agility. I'm going to combine these two and just talk about them all together. And so, in terms of Combat and Agility, by far, this is the best Godzilla for it. I have never seen another Godzilla have this good of a combat and this good of agility. The only Godzilla that's similar to having agility is Zilla, and some people deny him, some people love him. But again, that's just agility. Combat and agility, legendary Godzilla is the best, and I mean it when I say that. He is quick, he is fast, he can kick, he can punch. His tail whip is deadly. He has martial arts fully mastered. This Godzilla is ready to just rip bones and destroy necks and everything, right? Right? And with that being said, also he is the only Godzilla that has ever survived a blast from the oxygen destroyer. So think about that as well. Alright. Moving on to the final ability, and that is the Burning ability. And this is a special ability because it requires a catalyst, and I should be more specific, 2 catalysts. One of them being radiation, and that means extra radiation. More radiation than his body already possesses needs to be hit with that, or eaten somehow. Usually they use a rocket for that. A nuclear bomb, hit him with it. And the complete energy of the fully grown Mothra. She has to die, obviously, and give her full energy. Once those two are inside of Godzilla, he can go into the phase called Burning ability, where he is just basically overheating and just burning with fumes of radiation, and he explodes and melts everything in his path. And that is how he killed King Ghidorah in Godzilla King of the Monsters. Alright. Well, folks, that is going to sum up Godzilla 2021. Let's move on to Kong, the king of Skull Island, right? Very, very interesting character. Now, Kong, or known as King of Skull Island, is a giant superspecies of ape that has grown to immense size. From Kong's Skull Island, where Kong was only an infant, he has fully grown, now making himself equal to Godzilla, having super intelligence and being able to use his abilities with his super intelligence and massive strength makes him a super threat to any Titan. Now, we're going to do the same procedure. We're going to skim over the abilities really quickly. Unmatched agility, super intelligence, able to jump anywhere, super fast, death punch, Godzilla dorsal plate axe. Territory level is maximum, aggression is maximum, biome is earth, height is 102 meters tall. Alright, let's go back to the abilities and let's talk about it. Unmatched agility, yes. Remember, right before this I talked about how Godzilla is, or specifically Legendary Godzilla, is the most agile Godzilla. But when it comes to all kaijus, Kong is the most agile kaiju of all. Godzilla is agile, don't get me wrong, but Kong, he is just on another level. He is quick, he is fast. And so his agility is unmatched, so he is very quick in that sense. Now, intelligence. Kong is the most smartest kaiju to ever exist. He is basically like a giant gorilla, and gorillas are very, very smart. They're similar to humans, not as smart as humans, but definitely, you know, I mean, we saw in the movie, smart enough to use sign language. And that is incredible. That means he can ambush, he can do all those crazy stuff to his opponents. He can use that to his advantage. Able to jump anywhere. Of course, he can jump anywhere. He's a monkey. And he can use that to his advantage to either escape or attack his opponent. So he can use it as a defensive or offensive ability. Great, great way to use that. Now, that being said, moving on, super fast. So it's kind of similar to the agility, but yes, he can run at super fast speeds, and that means if he can run at super fast speeds, he can ram into his opponents at super fast speeds, and that right there is going to do a lot of damage to his opponents, obviously. Finally, well, I should say second to last, we have Death Punch, and Death Punch is because he has so big muscles, he can punch the living shit out of his opponents. And if, depending how big the opponent is or how strong the opponent is, he can knock him out or just kill him dead right there. And the final one, now I should say that, is the Godzilla Dorsal Plate Axe. So this goes back to the history of the war between the Godzillas and the Kongs. They do have a dorsal plate, or Kong himself has it from his ancestors, a dorsal plate of Godzilla where he can use it against him to deflect the atomic breath, and he can also stab him with it. Very powerful ability. Now, with that being said, this is going to sum up both of these two giant kaijus. So now, let's go to the death battle. So here's the plan, folks. Close range and far range. And how that's going to work is, well, I should say the reason why I do it like that, and then we'll go to that part, but the reason why I do it like this is simply because far range tests these opponents out with their abilities limited, and we see by limiting their abilities obviously makes them weak. Can they still win the fight? Great way of testing them out. And then obviously the other one is going to be close range, face to face. So we'll do far range first, and here are the rules. They have to be 700 meters apart, meaning there is absolutely no physical contact. 700 meters apart. Now, in terms of far range, obviously, let's see what abilities Kong can or cannot use. Unmatched agility has nothing to do with range, so that's okay. Super intelligence, that's okay. Able to jump anywhere, as long as it's defensive, that's okay. Super fast, again, does not matter. Death Punch, absolutely not, because that requires physical touch. We're doing far range, so Death Punch he cannot use. Dorsal Plate Axe, he can use that, but basically it's a one-time throw, and then if he wants to throw that, but he can use it. It's never coming back, I'll tell you that, but that's the only thing he can use. So basically the only actual ability he can use in terms of offense is the Godzilla Dorsal Plate Axe. Whereas in Godzilla, let's see, Atomic Breath, yes. Combat, no. Agility, again, does not matter. Burning ability, yes. So in a far distance scenario, I personally see Godzilla being the first one to attack, because he's kind of like a force of nature who just doesn't like visitors, right? He just protects Earth, and he just protects himself. Now, obviously, from a far distance, we know that the atomic breath is still going to be very versatile, right? Because it's meant to just, travel very, very far distances. So in 700 meters apart, the atomic breath is going to be powerful still. And it's going to do a lot of damage to King Kong. A lot of damage. And the unfortunate thing is Kong only can use the Dorsal Plate Axe. And, it is powerful, and he can use that to deflect Godzilla's atomic breath, right? Now, he would be pretty dumb to throw that thing, and I don't think he's going to, but definitely he's going to use it to deflect Godzilla's atomic breath. However, we're using all abilities. Godzilla can also go into burning mode, and once that happens, that axe is useless because that's not an atomic breath. This is a whole new ability, and that will basically make King Kong into a fried monkey. And therefore, Godzilla's going to win in far range for 1-0. Now, let's go to close range, because this one is going to be an interesting one. Close range is going to be an interesting one. Now, face to face, let's take into consideration Kong is 102 meters tall, while Godzilla is 120. So there is not too much, but definitely there is some deviation there that's gonna, cause some difficulties for the smaller kaiju. Now, with that being said, face to face there, because these guys are gonna run at each other and just attack each other. Now, Kong is strong, but Godzilla is very thick. He's, covered by plates of armor, and he's very heavy. And when they run at each other, Godzilla's gonna be able to overthrow Kong's power. Also, physically, Godzilla is stronger. Now, Kong can use a death punch, and obviously that's going to do a lot of damage to Godzilla. A lot of damage. But as soon as the tail whip is initiated, and he whips the living crap out of Kong, especially near the upper body, I'm sorry, but Kong cannot hold up to that. And that's just to say, he combos that with the atomic breath, then Kong is done. It's up to Godzilla if he wants to finish him or spare him. But definitely, this was, there's no other way to this. There is no other way to this. Godzilla is going to win 2-0 in terms of close range and far range. Now, obviously, this is just my opinion. You can debate me in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great and a wonderful day.